Good day everyone, and today we're going to be looking at Star Breach, a set of rules that were brought to my attention very recently. We're going to look at them in comparison to the Necromunda rules, and this is just my opinion, so let's begin. Star Breach is written by Elijah M. Kellogg, and looking over the rules previously before this video, and I'll include a link in the description, makes me think that this set of rules is ideal for small skirmish based firefights. And when I say skirmish based firefights, I mean more akin to Kill Team than to Necromunda. And my reasons behind it are there's a lot of tables here. There's a lot of tables that are good for those skirmish mini firefight games and not for a contracted campaign-esque feel. Elijah L. Kellogg offers this PDF for free, and the link is in the description if you want to read along. That's not to say that this set of rules is bad or good. It is very like other mini skirmish games. I think it's taken a lot from 2nd edition Warhammer 40,000, and it's also taken some inspiration from Infinity. And why do I say that? Because there's a lot of tables and there's a lot of head maths that you have to run around with. In Necromunda you can basically quickly do it. You don't need a calculator, or you don't need to plot out a lot of that mathematics in advance, for example like fire ranges and stuff like that. In Star Breach I think you do need more of a calculating type of brain in order to run the game. That's not to say it isn't good, because it is. I have overlooked the setting that the Star Breach is in, which the Star Breach setting, as I was asked to look at it for a rules point of view for Necromunda. I don't think it does that job very well. Maybe it does if you are willing to house rule a lot of things, because there's no real call tests or stuff like that that you would require in N17 or Necromunda 2017, which Star Breach really doesn't do for you. Going through the rules, it's nice and concise, and there's a lot of artwork and it's laid out very nicely, but it's quite bare bones in that regard. It's not a fancy rulebook, and it's not trying to be. It's simply trying to be a game that you can pick up free, run with your existing models and go forth from that. Saying this, if we look at the Warbound and Anthology section, you get a lot of inspiration from Warhammer 40,000. Even current day, there are Terror Legion, who are obviously supposed to be Chaos Space Marines, and then you get even like the niche versions like the Terrors of Abaddon, which are demons. You get the Dark Path, which are sort of like word bearers, and a few others like the Machine Cult is obviously supposed to be the Adeptus Mechanicus. The dice order system and the way that rounds work are very like Warhammer 40,000 2nd edition, and a bit like Infinity as well. I'm going to say that Infinity is a very hard system to get used to, but once you master it, it's okay, and I think this is very like that in that regard. It is one of those hard to master, but once you've got it, you've got it. There's a lot of psychic wills as well, so you could have your words if you were to use this system. I'm not going to bash this system because it's good and it's really well put out and it's really well designed, but for the thing that was asked of me, it's not really there. I'm sorry to say that. Even with Kill Team, the new Kill Team this year's problems, it still works slightly better than this, and I'm not a fan of the new Kill Team simply because you are locked into specific models with specific weapon sets. It wasn't like the previous one where you could like chop and change your weapons and stuff. It's very set on what you can take, and that's why they're doing those boxes. That's why those boxes exist, because they are giving you a set team with set weapons that they can run in a set game. It's very like Warcry, and it's one of the big reasons why I'm not fond of the Warcry system. Rules are okay, it's quick and fast, but the set weapons teams really do feel like it's trying to force you into a box and playing that box, which in my opinion isn't very good. It's not very nice, and it's not. It can be enjoyable, sure, as a one-off game, but as a campaign game, as Warcry tries to be, as this was recommended me as it counts as rule system, I don't think it works that way very well. Maybe if he would write a system or a cut down version of this that would run with a campaign, then that would work. But again, if you're going to use Necromunda, there's a lot you're going to have to look into in this rule system and compare what weapon and what loadout you are using, and that's going to take time. However, saying that, he does use a lot of 40,000 terms, such as bolt rifles, such as las weapons, and such as other things. Now, I'm going to come to bolt rifles and stuff like that in another video. What I'm going to do in that video is I'm going to talk about how they would work in reality. I'm in the middle of contacting a firearms expert and asking him a few questions, or them a few questions, regarding how that type of weapon would work in real life. Because I've seen a lot of weapon videos regarding the setting. I've seen a lot of videos regarding forces or history or lore, but nothing that's taken the idea of a bolt weapon or a plasma weapon or a melter gun or something like that, or a volkite weapon, and said, could this work? How does it work? Or how would it work? So that's what I'm going to be doing in a few videos from now on. But I'm not going to stop with my Necromunda videos. I'm going to start a Warcry series as well, where I'll be looking at the background of Warcry rather than the rules mechanics. The rules mechanics, as I've said, are good, they're quick and fast, but I don't like the layout of the warbands, or teams rather. But that's just my opinion. So that's been Starbreach. I have included the link, as I've said, in the description. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you didn't like it, well, give it a dislike, or write in the comment a dislike. If you could subscribe, that would be great. If you could do all those YouTube things, that would be great as well. So I've been Trix, and you've been all of you, and this has been my would the rules of Starbound work for Necromunda. Unfortunately, it's not with a lot. Unfortunately, my final conclusion is not without significant adaptation of the names and writing what weapon is what. So you'd have to do a lot of bookwork before you could make it work. Thank you all for your time. Do take care of yourselves, and happy gaming.